Well, hey there folks, welcome to The Bottle Opener, the only bartending show on the internet that takes place in my kitchen. Today we are going to be tasting a well-known gin on tasting notes known as Bombay Sapphire. So, what's the deal with this stuff anyways? Is it as good as it's cracked up to be? To be honest, in my opinion, it actually is. It's probably one of the better big-name gins that you can get. And taste-wise, I would say it's probably better than 99% of the gins I've tasted. So there's a couple gins, maybe 2 or 3, that I would list higher than that. And this gin in particular, I would rate very high. So that's a good thing. Actually, a lot of people rate it very high in general. It has been featured by mixed reviews, but generally speaking, it scores over 90 out of 100. So this stuff, Bombay Sapphire, it gets its name from Bombay, which was really popular, gin was really popular in Bombay during the British Raj. So I don't have that much left, do I? I'll have to make it last. So anyways, as I was saying, that's where the Bombay comes from. Gin was popular in Bombay. And I guess this is an attempt to throw back to that kind of gin culture that India had at that time. The sapphire in question is the, right there I believe, is the sapphire of Bombay, or the Star of Bombay, sorry, I had it a little bit mixed up, which can be found at the Smithsonian. Now, the kind of cool thing about Bombay is its bottle. You might notice there's little images on the side there. There's actually words on them, and what makes this kind of cool is that the different botanicals in this gin are all listed on the side on these little inscriptions. So, I can actually tell you what's in here. Grains of paradise from West Africa, cubeb berries from Java, cassia bark from Indochina, almonds from Spain, licorice from China, juniper berries from Italy, Tuscany, I would imagine, lemon peel from Spain, coriander from Morocco, angelica from Saxony, and orris root from Italy. Another thing I should probably mention, it's said that the best juniper berries come from Tuscany, and generally speaking, gin it has to be juniper flavored to be listed as gin. So one of the methods of doing that is, don't quote me on this, but fermenting juniper berries and then distilling that. That's not how Bombay Sapphire is made. It's made from a cater head still, which basically means they distill the liquid in one chamber, and as the steam rises, it passes through a ventilation chamber which contains all of these botanicals. And that's how that is done. I roughly only have an ounce of this stuff left, so better make this good. Right off the bat, you got the smell of juniper. Surprise there. Generally speaking, 90% of the flavor of any gin is a mixture of juniper and coriander. So this one I would say is fairly juniper heavy. I actually get a lot of the lemon peel as well. And the licorice is coming through too. Something that a lot of people kind of complain about with gins is that they taste too piney, like pine sap, or like cleaner, I guess you could say, kitchen cleaner. I totally disagree with those people. It does taste very piney. Juniper has a very similar flavor to pine, but in my opinion, the reason why they don't find it palatable is because they're not drinking it properly. That's it. It's not because of it being an acquired taste. Every alcohol is an acquired taste. But we're going to put a little bit of water in there to thin out the flavor, as usual. Oh, and the odors are coming off a lot stronger after I pour the water in there. The oils from the lemon peel are starting to separate from the liquid. And it's very lemony now, very citrus forward. Getting a hint of angelica coming out there. A lot of a mixture of coriander and juniper, as I mentioned. There probably would be. This gin is not overly juniper heavy though, which is a good thing. In my opinion, the gins that kind of depend on the juniper flavor more than any other flavor are kind of boring, I guess you could say. Bombay is one of those fairly newer gins that are doing something differently, and I should probably actually elaborate on how this stuff got started. So basically it was begun by the conglomerate Diageo, which I believe is created out of a merger of Guinness and what do you call them? Smirnoff, or the owners of Smirnoff. That happened in the mid-80s, I guess, maybe 86 or something. I don't know. I don't know the exact year, but I know it's in the 80s. And this stuff came out in 1987. It was an original brand name created by Diageo, and since then it's been sold to Bacardi, who has made a lot of money out of it. And I'm not really sure why Diageo got rid of it. Maybe it wasn't catching on to the masses in the way that they would hope. And I kind of suspect that they were competing with themselves in terms of this stuff competing with Tanqueray and Gordon's, which are also Diageo-owned brands and very popular, of course. Tanqueray is another really good gin, but I digress. This stuff is pretty damn good, and Bacardi really did a good favor to themselves picking this stuff up. To me, it really solidifies a quality product line from Bacardi. And yeah, since they bought Bombay Sapphire from Diageo, they've actually put out more types of Bombay. Like there's Bombay Sapphire East, which I believe is more of I guess has a lot more Far East spices and botanicals involved in the flavoring. I haven't actually tried it yet, so I don't know how good it is. But I think there's another dry version as well. But before I get on that tangent, this stuff is fucking delicious. And I gotta admit, I don't know what cassia tastes like. Or orris. But I can actually... I notice a nuttiness, so the almond is actually coming through. Just the amount of botanicals in here, or the quantity of, the proportion rather of botanicals in here is different from a lot of London dry gins. So this stuff definitely gets a lot of points for that. What am I gonna rate it? 91 out of 100. That makes it a damn fine gin, my friends. And I hope there's more in the bottle, but it doesn't seem to even be a drop. God damn it. If you enjoyed this video, if you like Bombay, like I do, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, share to your friends. Mainly subscribe. Let's try to get this video to, I don't know, 20 likes. Is that too ambitious? I'm not a big player on YouTube. So, and in any case, I'll call that the show. Thank you for coming, and 91 out of 100. See you next time.